When talking about family SUVs, two of the most sought-after options for a long time have been the Toyota Highlander and Honda Pilot. However, as time has passed, people have started wanting more space, and as a result, the SUVs in this category have been getting bigger to meet this need. Honda and Toyota have been in a tough competition to make the best medium-sized SUV for a long time. In 2023, Honda made a completely new SUV called the Pilot, starting from scratch. Toyota also introduced a new SUV, the Grand Highlander. Both of these SUVs are designed to be comfortable for families, but they have different styles. So we'll be comparing both of them in this video. Overview, trims, and price. Let's start with the pricing. A new Honda Pilot will set you back $36,300 for the base trim, which is the LX. It comes in 6 available trims: LX, Sport, EXL, Touring, Trail Sport, and Elite. The trim that could catch the attention of buyers the most is called the Trail Sport model. It's Honda's way of making the Pilot SUV more suitable for off-road adventures. To do this, Honda made some important improvements to the Trail Sport. They raised the suspension by 1 inch to give it more space underneath for rough terrain. They also put a protective plate underneath and installed a special camera system called Trail Watch, with 4 outside cameras to assist drivers when they go off-road. These special features are only available on the Trail Sport model. The Grand Highlander, on the other hand, has a base price of about $43,070, which is significantly higher than the Pilot. It comes in 5 trim levels: XLE, Limited, Platinum, Max Limited, and Max Platinum. Toyota did something unique with the Grand Highlander. Unlike many of their other cars, they designed the Grand Highlander to be really comfortable and luxurious. You can see this as soon as you get inside. The inside of the car feels very upscale with nice materials on the doors and dashboard. When you look around, you might notice that the cabin has some things in common with Toyota's luxury brand, Lexus. The way everything is set up and how it looks, like the steering wheel and the infotainment system, is quite similar to some Lexus cars. This just goes to show that Toyota didn't want the Grand Highlander to be just like their regular Highlander. Engine. Just like always, the Pilot comes with a V6 engine, and this one is new. It's a 3.5-liter engine that makes 285 horsepower and 262 pounds of torque. It's connected to a 10-speed automatic gearbox, and you can choose between front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. When it comes to fuel efficiency, it gets 19 miles per gallon in the city and 27 miles per gallon on the highway with front-wheel drive, and 19 miles per gallon in the city and 25 miles per gallon on the highway with all-wheel drive. The Trail Sport version gets slightly less at 18 miles per gallon in the city and 23 miles per gallon on the highway. However, the Grand Highlander gives you more choices for the engine. The basic engine is a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, expected to have around 265 horsepower and 310 pounds of torque. It's going to be paired with an 8-speed automatic gearbox. The standard is front-wheel drive, but you can also get all-wheel drive. If you care a lot about saving on gas, then you might want to go for the Grand Highlander instead of the Pilot. The Grand Highlander has options for hybrid engines. There's a 2.5-liter hybrid model that is expected to get around 34 miles per gallon when you combine city and highway driving. You can choose between front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive for this hybrid. The Grand Highlander's Hybrid Max system is expected to use a special hybrid setup from the Crown Platinum's 2.4-liter turbocharged engine. This system combines to give you 362 horsepower and 400 pounds of torque in this big SUV. It also comes with electric all-wheel drive as standard. The fuel efficiency for the Grand Highlander Hybrid Max is likely to be in the high 30 mile per gallon range at least. The Pilot and Grand Highlander have different features in their infotainment systems and USB ports. In the Pilot, you can choose between a 7-inch or 9-inch touchscreen for the infotainment system, depending on the trim level. However, in the Grand Highlander, all models have a big 12.3-inch touchscreen. Both cars have digital displays for the speedometer and other information. In the Pilot, you get a 7-inch display as standard, but you can upgrade to a larger 10.2-inch one. In the Grand Highlander, you can start with a 7-inch display and can upgrade to a huge 12.3-inch screen. The Pilot has 2 USB ports in each row of seats, except for the base trim, which doesn't have USB ports in the 3rd row. On the other hand, the Grand Highlander has a total of 7 USB ports spread out in all 3 rows. If you want to charge your phone wirelessly, the Toyota Grand Highlander comes with a charging pad, but you'll need to pay extra for that in the Honda Pilot. When it comes to the sound system, the Pilot wins with 12 speakers, while the Grand Highlander has 11. Both cars have a heads-up display as an option, but only the Grand Highlander offers a digital rear-view mirror. Passenger and cargo space. Both the Pilot and Grand Highlander can seat 7 or 8 people, depending on how you arrange the seats. But there is a difference between them. In the Grand Highlander, the second-row seats are always there and they're like fancy chairs. In the Pilot, you can change things up. You can take out one of the second-row seats and put in a special spot in the back of the car. If you don't need those extra seats, there are smaller and medium-sized SUVs to pick from. The Grand Highlander gives you a bit more space for your legs, about 33.5 inches, while the Pilot has a bit less, about 32.5 inches. But when it comes to headroom in the third row, the Pilot is better with 39.3 inches compared to the Toyota's 37.2 inches. Even though the Grand Highlander and the Pilot look almost the same from the outside, the Grand Highlander has a bit more space to put things in. Toyota's 3-row vehicle has 20.6 cubic feet of room for stuff behind its back row of seats. When you fold down the second and third rows, it can hold up to 87 cubic feet of stuff. On the other hand, the Honda Pilot has 18.6 cubic feet of space behind its third row and 87 cubic feet when you fold down the second and third rows. Both of them. Just like many other new Hondas and Toyota cars, the Pilot and Grand Highlander have a bunch of safety features that help the driver. They both come with things like adaptive cruise control, lane keeping help, automatic braking in the front, a way to see blind spots, and a warning system for when cars are coming from the side when you're backing up. You can also get sensors that help you park both in the front and back on both of these vehicles. When properly equipped, both the Pilot and Grand Highlander can pull trailers or heavy things weighing up to 5,000 pounds. The Pilot can do this when it has an all-wheel drive AWD, and the Grand Highlander can do it when it's powered by the Hybrid Max engine. Which is the right one for you? So judging from these two SUVs so far, the winner here is the brand new Grand Highlander. But who should you choose as your winner? Well, it really depends on what you like. If you prefer a classic V6 engine and cargo space is your top priority, the Grand Highlander is the better pick. It offers more cargo room than the Pilot, plus it provides more choices for powertrains. You can go for the Hybrid Max, or the regular gas option. This means you can get better fuel efficiency compared to the Pilot. Both the Honda Pilot and Toyota Grand Highlander are strong competitors in the midsize SUV category. When deciding which one to purchase, it really depends on what matters most to you. The Pilot stands out for its practicality and overall value. It's also a good choice if you enjoy off-roading. On the other hand, the Grand Highlander offers a more luxurious experience and better fuel efficiency. It's certainly one of the fanciest and most refined SUVs Toyota has made in a while. Regardless of which SUV you pick, both prioritize safety and comfort for your entire family. That's all from us today. Drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next one.